With growing levels of renewables, there's the need to develop demand-side flexibility in France, which presents challenges but also opportunities for smart grids. Régis, as Managing Director of Think Smartgrids, why is there the need to develop and accelerate demand-side flexibility?
The energy transition and the decarbonization of our economy implies an increase in electricity consumption. And regarding the power system, it implies three things. The first one is a higher share of renewable energy, and therefore increase the risk of intermittency. The second one is a huge investment to the grid. And the third one is the acceptance of the end consumer. So to meet these challenges, we need to develop solutions for demand-side flexibility to optimize investment. And this name, known as demand-side flexibility, are made possible by the digital solutions named Smart Grids solutions.
What then are the requirements for demand-side flexibility in France?
Yes. The recent report published by RTE, named BP 2023-2035, makes a dual observation. The first one, the need for consumption to contribute to reduce the peak in France. And the second one is the insufficiency of demand-side flexibility. So we need to identify several solutions to develop this flexibility. And we have two things for this developing. The first one is in residential and tertiary buildings. We can find a potential of 3 gigawatt of demand-side flexibility in 2030 in France. And the second one is the deployment of electric vehicles in France. For instance, in 2035, we could have a consumption of 30 terawatt-hour with 15 million of EVs. It's a new potential. So there's two potentials in the tertiary buildings, and the second one with electric vehicles, management of electric vehicles.
Well, that's a projection, but what are the challenges to meeting those rollouts?
We have a very big challenge, and maybe could I tell you two challenges. The first one is a voluntarist program to deploy an industrial massive market for these digital solutions, the first one. And I think that the French government could help for this first challenge. The second one, of course, is an increased economic incentives for the end consumers to greatly benefit from the better management of their consumption. So it's the two challenges that I can highlight, the potential.
And who should take the lead? Is the regulation in place, for example?
Very good question. Yes, of course. We have different regulations in France. For instance, for the ancillary services, we have a regulation to manage in real time production and consumption. We have another market, but I would say that a lot of stakeholders in this market of demand-side flexibilities are involved in. We have TSO, we have DSOs, suppliers, aggregators, manufacturers, and so on. And no one entity or no one person have the entire answer, the first thing. So our association, Think Smart Grids, could play a key role, could be the entity in charge of the deployment of the industrial demand-side flexibility, thanks to the representativeness of our members, because we have members who have digital solutions in the entire value chain from production to consumption. So we would like to play this role, because we have a lack of structures who is able to manage such a industrial pilot development.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit more about the role that your association can play?
Yes, of course. First of all, I would like to say that Think Smart Grids is in progress on flexibility. That I would say, to be very concrete. We will release a report on the obstacles on flexibility in France till the end of this year. Then, at the end of the first quarter 2024, we will release a second report on flexibility and technical and economic standards to the hardware infrastructures and software infrastructures and data too. And we think that we could include an economic recommendation on the tariffs, for instance. And to finish, maybe could I add that Think Smart Grids has begun to accompany the French territories to the deployment of the energy transition and the deployment of digital solutions to reduce the consumption of electricity in the public building. So I think with these three very concrete examples to publish some reports on flexibilities and to accompany the decision makers on the territories, we could have a real impact to deploy this kind of flexibility.
So will the report include a roadmap and a timescale?
Yes, for our second report, if we are able to lead for, I would say, what is a good standard on hardware or telecommunication infrastructure, we will able to give some highlights for a massive deployment of demand-side flexibility, and we need to begin very, very quick. So we hope that we will be able in our roadmap to develop massive digital solutions in 2024.
So you're saying you'd have a demand-side flexibility market in place by this time next year, would you?
Yes, we hope so, and it's the reason why we would like to begin to deploy industrial demand-side flexibility in the tertiary buildings, because in the tertiary buildings we have technical solutions able to manage different usages in the building. So, for instance, heating, hot water tanks, and so on. So, it will be able to deploy the demand-side flexibility in the tertiary buildings than in the residential, because in the residential homes, we could have different solutions and different stakeholders, first of all. And moreover, the level of the reduction of consumption is less than in tertiary buildings, in which we can find a reduction of dozens of kilowatt. Whereas in the residential home, you can reduce few kilowatt. So it's the reason why in 2024 we want to begin with tertiary buildings, and after in 2025 and 2026 by the residential homes.
Okay, good. Well, thank you very much for your insights, Régis.
Thank you very much.
For more content of this type, please join the Enlit community. Thank you.